here it comes. Fantastic. And we thought... So the setting up bit, that takes quite a long time.
Oh yes, and then when I run out of warp I have to go and make some warp, and I usually do that around 2 trees in the garden. 4 warp strings together, I go up over the back and then over the top with a simple knot, just one initially. I'm going to be tightening this and doing my double knot, so that's its tension. I have to get them all more or less the same, so it's a matter of feel as much as anything. You take your middle one and you do one to the left, one to the right, one to the left, one to the right.
Because this is the tricky bit, trying to get all the warps at the right and the same tension.
Yeah, well, you never do it perfectly. At least I can never do it perfectly, but as near as possible. Okay, at the edges I put double thickness warp, 2 pieces of string instead of 1, just to reinforce the edges. Right, I think that's done. Right, oh yes, I'll turn them all with a ratchet later, but then I can't do them individually afterwards. There we go, now I'm ready, more or less ready for weaving, I think.
But you don't start with the wool.
I'm starting with the heading, which is going to be string.
Mm-hmm.
It's not every day I get to be a homestead. Mm.
Sorry, I'm in the way, I can tell. The way you keep jabbing me with the stick thing. This is beautiful wool. Where did this come from?
This came from a sheep.
Really?
That's a silly question.
Thanks, Bridget.
This wool came from the valley near where I live. Some of it's Jacob wool, some of it's milk sheep wool. That's lovely.
And this is all just going to be in one wet. Ooh, look at that. About inch really, inch and a half.
Ish.
Inch and a half, ish.
There, it changes every second pedal goes. I mean, every second string goes through the other. If you see what I mean?
Nearly. Let me just hold this here. Okay, now do it again. Wow, that's what a wonderful machine this is.
Your hands nice and soft. And
no, they stink of sheep.
Sheep.
You do yours by candlelight normally, don't you?
You must be joking. Raw wool, which is carded into what's called the shed space, which is between here and here.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dark grey, brown, white, black. No, I stink of sheep when I'm doing this. I have to have a shower afterwards. Which is one reason I'm wearing an apron. It does protect me a little, but yes, it's quite sheepy. And in the wool you'll find lots of foreign bodies, such as this. Gorse prickles.
But this is interesting. You've left some hanging out of the end the last time, didn't you? And now you're putting it back in.
That's right. That's in the different shed because that forms the edge of the rug. And you don't want to be pulling it in too tight, because if you pull it in too tight, the rug will actually come like this. So you have to judge it so that it's going to be more or less vertical there.
This is the bit you've already done, and it's already. Ooh, you've done lots. It comes down here and around the roller.
I really like this loom.
No, you said something else.
No, it's fine. But why do you like this one so much? Because you've had other looms.
I've had other looms, yeah.
It just has 2 heddles instead of very complicated looms. So it just takes that sheet of warp through the other half of them. And that's all it can do. But that's enough.
That's
isn't
what
it?
I've chosen to do because I'm not so interested in textured weaving. I'm interested in designing colour.
These rugs that you make are so beautiful, but they're lumpy and interesting and coarse.
Ethnic, I think you call it.
Ethnic, that's an excellent word for it.
Rustic.
Rustic.
Ethnic.
Bridget, how many hours work go into one of these?
There's probably 2 days' work, I'd say. That's not including raising the sheep.
Yes, of course.
Okay, that is the carding and the weaving, because I don't spend all day every day weaving. I do it when I have time. It's hard to assess exactly because I don't clock in and clock out, but I'd say it's about two days all in all. I also have to count into that 2 days washing the rug. Drying the rug, well, that does itself ultimately, although it takes a long time in this climate. And then I have to tie lots of knots and do lots of plaiting to finish off the rug and put a label on it.
Wow, and here it comes. Fantastic, look at that.
So here is the latest rug. Do you want to put it on the floor so you can see it?
Sure.
Not much floor space here, really.
That's beautiful.
That's the floor rug. Well, I've got people who've had them for 30 years and they're still going strong.
30 years?
30 years. So I'm assuming that's the rest of them are going to last that long, I hope, and more. I wouldn't be surprised. You find all sorts of things in this rug. There's gorse prickles and there's...
I want the shop to look good too.
It looks beautiful, as always.